Have you ever wondered what performers say to each other in those moments they first come off stage after a performance? Hi, I'm Michael Adams, backstage at the Ordway Concert Hall, where cellist Stephen Isserlis and harpsichordist Richard Egarr have just finished their recital for the Schubert Club's International Artist Series. As soon as they come through that door, we're going to see how they experience the post-concert jubilation, relief, even some regrets, as they head to their dressing room for a chat. I've got some questions for you.
Excellent. Let's.
Now, you guys just came off the stage.
We did.
And first of all, did you like the hall?
I love
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a very, I mean, I think it always, I don't know about you, but the qualities for me that make a hall really good are how quiet it is.
Yes.
How the soft moments work in a hall.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, time to spill secrets. Did anything unexpected happen? Did anybody
Always.
forget to take
Yeah,
a
he played
repeat?
quite well. That was unexpected. God.
That is
He almost
unexpected.
played in tune.
Yeah, almost.
You know, Josh Bell was just in town the other day, and it reminded
I know,
me.
he left in the morning, we arrived at the
Yeah, and it reminded me of a conversation I had with him a number of years ago when I asked him, you know, at this point in your career, Josh, who do you seek out for advice and counsel? And the person you mentioned was you.
That's true. I wouldn't say he seeks me out. He gets it whether he likes it or not.
Well, my question for you is, who does Stephen Isserlis seek out for that same kind of advice?
Well, a few people, of course. If I'm playing chamber music with Josh, he gives good feedback. I don't know, my sort of best friend, David Waterman, cellist, he gives me feedback. My girlfriend gives me feedback. I would only have sort of lessons, or sessions with Kurtag, the composer Kurtag, on his music, which is fascinating. I love having sessions now. He's so frail, he can't travel, and so I have had a lot on the phone actually with him. He's amazing. He's in his 90s, his ears, even down the phone, he can hear everything. And Ferenc Rados is my great. He's a great person to play with. I play with him quite a lot. He was Andros Schiff's teacher, and he's in his 80s, and I get a lot out of him. But you can always get feedback, chamber music, even with him.
Yeah, who do you like to seek out feedback from at this point in your life?
Oh, goodness. Well, same kind of thing. I mean, actually, you know what? I get a lot of good feedback from students. I think I think teaching is
No,
very...
those are lawsuits. It's different.
Yeah, just and my wife also, who's a keyboard player and was one of my students. So I think students, that's a good two-way street. That can be often quite useful.
Stephen, I know that it's just as common to see you out in front of an orchestra playing a concerto, which is an entirely different kind of projection of sound and everything. And here you are in a much more intimate setting with a harpsichord.
Yeah.
Talk about what accommodations one makes to play Baroque music with just a harpsichord.
Well, I mean, I think, for me, concertos are chamber music. It's all a matter of dialogue and conversation, you're listening. And with harpsichord, I'm listening and thinking, am I too loud? Is he coming through when he has the principal voice? And so then I'll play very softly, almost by instinct. And the same thing, if I have the principal voice of the concerto, I think, am I being heard? And also, if I'm accompanying an orchestra, am I too loud or soft? I mean, it's something instinctive, really. You just play differently. And the music, one plays, of course, with harpsichord, Bach and Scarlatti and Boccherini. It obviously demands a hugely different set of colours and a different approach than Dvorak or Shostakovich or whatever, but every composer has their own language, and you just try and talk in that language.
What I observed was that in this setting, you could afford to take real risks at the bottom end of your dynamic range, which was stunning at times. The colors you got there, in this situation, I thought was just
yes,
heavenly.
funny enough, that bottom range can sometimes carry better than if one tries to play loudly. I've had to learn the lesson over many years, and I still have to remind myself that, you know, forcing makes the sound softer, not louder. You just have to allow the instrument to speak for itself.
Yeah. For a lot of performers, I know that it's our fear of the unknown out there on stage that contributes to nervousness. Well, other people find that very enlivening, and it creates spontaneity and freshness. And do you have any feelings about that aspect of performing?
I think I'm perhaps not the most positive person just before we go on stage.
I say nothing. I say no. There are certain phrases which exit from Stephen's mouth before concerts regularly, but we won't go into that. But
I will. I always say, I hate life and life hates me. That's how I feel before I go on stage.
Everybody has sort of pre-concert rituals or things that they do. I mean, I just pace around for 20 minutes because I hate that 25 minutes before a concert. I just think it's wasted space and wasted time, and it just I just get very antsy. Is that a word you use here? Antsy?
Fancy.
Absolutely.
But
They have fancy as well.
You know, every time you step out in front of an audience, reading that audience and getting their vibe is I don't know how much that affects you. And for example,
it does actually.
A morning concert versus
I
an
have
evening
to
concert.
say, if I'm brutally honest, I've given morning concerts in the Twin Cities before with the orchestras, and I remember just a lot of coughing, and it was difficult to get their attention. And this audience was terrific. I mean, Twin Cities audience are already on a pretty high level, we know that. But this was really something very special. This morning was just as quiet as last night.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think all of America, actually, audiences have got better since I started playing here. There's much more sort of focused attention on the music. There's been, so I guess, a drive to stop people coughing, to make them concentrate. It's worked.
Yeah. I know when my wife and I work on recital projects, we often think back, oh, that recital, that was a 3-fight project, I remember. And for you guys, what's the worst fight you've ever had in a rehearsal?
I don't think we've had one yet.
We haven't had one.
Oh, it's time.
I actually agree.
It's overdue.
I mean, the thing is, one doesn't, with somebody like Richard, we don't talk much in
No,
rehearsal.
I
We
think
just
that's,
play,
no,
it's
I
that
think
dialogue.
That's always the best way. You just
Sometimes there are pieces like, if I'm playing Beethoven sonatas with Bob Levin, who's a great talker anyway, but anybody actually, Beethoven sonatas, you have to talk about them a bit. But music like this, which is just so spontaneous, you just have to dance together, you have to talk together, and it's just, I never know what's going to come out of the harpsichord. It often makes me laugh in the concert, because he produces some firework I've never heard before. In fact, as we came off stage today after the Scarlatti, I said, didn't you know it's rude to imitate? Every time I play a phrase in the first moment, I hear it coming out from the right hand of the harpsichord, which of course is not written, he's composing that.
Well, thank you for your efforts today and for sharing this time with us. And I really appreciate you
pleasure.
coming. One final toast to a job well done, and we hope you come back
Amen.
again.
Job well done.
Cheers. Cheers.